Many of us in the world have furry friends that have become our family once they enter our homes. This friend could be a cat, dog, fish, or any other animal. A lot of the time, people raise their pets from birth or separation from their mothers. By doing this, people are comforted with the feelings of taking care of their animal by knowing where it came from so they have a good background. Well, today I want to talk about why you should rescue if you're looking for a pet rather than buy a new one. Today I want to persuade you to save a life. I want you to understand that animals are going through on an everyday basis by living on the streets or in homeless shelters. If you're thinking of getting a new pet, please listen to what I'm about to say. Personally, I am connected to this topic because I myself rescued my little dog Bailey from the nearby animal shelter. She was scared and lonely, but it didn't take long for her to warm up to me in her new home. My family and I gave her a new beginning, a chance to start over and become a loving dog. This is her now. You should adopt and rescue pets because you're saving them from harm and giving an animal a chance to live a good life. Today I'm going to talk about why you should adopt and rescue, how it would benefit you and your pet, and animal cruelty in and out of shelters today. First, I want to talk about why is it important to adopt and rescue. The main reason and most important is that you will be saving a life. The HumaneSociety.org states that 2.7 million dogs are euthanized each year because of containment in a shelter. Dogs can't remain in the shelter for more than a selected number of days, and once those days are up, they have to be put to sleep. Next, by rescuing, you are saving a lot of money. These dogs are given their vaccinations and spading while at the shelters. Most of the time, an adoption fee is required, but it is not nearly as much as it would be to buy a new dog. Lastly, you're changing that animal's world. You are giving them a life that they never knew that they could have. You are allowing them to be free in a home that they are loved in and not poked around or locked up. It is important that animals are given love and affection, and they will accept that once they are given to them. Not only would you be benefiting your newly rescued pet, but also yourself. Next, I will talk about how this will benefit you and your animal personally. By rescuing them, you're rescuing yourself. LuckyDogAnimalRescue.org states that by rescuing animals, it increases self-esteem in humans. You will be proud of what you are doing and taking the steps to raise a rescued animal. Rescued dogs tend to be more clingy to their owner. This will allow you to have a good friend to be with. Your rescue animal will cling to you, and it is your job to take care of them. While providing them a good home, you are reassuring yourself that you gave an animal something to hold on to. And lastly, you can think about that when you rescue one animal, you're actually rescuing two. When one animal goes to a new home, the shelter is given space to add more animals that are found, abused, or abandoned. Rescuing is clearly the way to go. You benefit yourself along with the other animals in the shelter. By rescuing your animal, you are also promoting adoption for shelter animals. After adopting, you will have your own representation on why they should rescue their next pet. I'm going to show you a few pictures of abuse found in animal shelters thanks to HumaneSociety.org. 70.1% involves animal abuse in dogs, 20.9% involves animal abuse in cats, 24.1% involves other animals being abused. Thanks to the HumaneSociety.com. Animals are found abused and abandoned all over the country. They are treated poorly either by their owners or they never had a good home to begin with. My last point I want to talk about is the animal cruelty found in and out of shelters today. BestFriends.org states that animals run away from homes because of improper care, abuse, divorce, and moving homes. Pets run away from homes seeking help or wanting to get away. Most of the time, rescuers are able to find these animals and take them to the shelter, but sometimes it's too late and these animals are either hit by cars or too malnourished to keep fighting. Yes, animal cruelty outside the shelters is harmful to animals physically and mentally, but when they arrive at shelters, they feel abandoned and lonely. PETA.org explains the horrible exposure that these shelters animals endure after being rescued. They, a lot of the times, die because of the exposure to disease or fights with other animals. They are locked up in small cages and barely let out to play or explore. And they have to get euthanized if not adopted. It is very rare that you find a no-kill shelter. Animals have set policies, and after a amount of days go by, specific animals are set to be euthanized. There's beginning to be no room for the number of animals being left on the streets. Something has to be done, and we as humans need to protect our furry friends and keep them safe. You should adopt and rescue pets because you're saving them from harm and giving an animal a chance to live a good life. Today I've talked to you about why you should adopt and rescue, how it benefits you and your pet, and the animal cruelty in and out of shelters today. It is our jobs as humans to protect these animals and keep shelter rates down, not up. If for some reason you want to adopt but don't know if you can do it, ask yourself these questions. Who else is a part of my household? What is my lifestyle? Do I have time for a pet? Can I afford a pet? And is my home stable enough? Before rescuing and adopting, stop and ask yourself these questions. If any of these are answered as unsecure, then you don't want to put an innocent animal at any more risk of being abused. If you are not suitable for owning and rescuing a pet, you can participate in the following that will keep you engaged and active in these animals' lives. Encourage others to rescue and adopt. Donate food, money, and supplies, and volunteer or foster a sheltered pet. It only takes little action to make a difference in an animal's life. It takes human action to make sure shelter animals are getting treated with respect. If you want to know any more information about how and why to rescue an animal, go to www.humanesociety.org. I hope that the next time you decide to get a pet, you think about what I have said today and go to your nearby animal shelter and either rescue an animal or volunteer your service to help them. It is important to keep our friends happy and healthy.